हेलो स्टूडेंट्स, वेलकम टू माय चैनल ओमनी ज्ञान। मेरे चैनल ओमनी ज्ञान में आप सब लोगों का फिर से बहुत बहुत स्वागत है। सो अनदर वीडियो फॉर क्लास 11 एडिशनल इंग्लिश, एंड दिस इज़ अ वेरी शॉर्ट पोम टू इंडिया माय नेटिव लैंड, written by Henry Derozio, and I have explained here again line by line. It's a very short poem. Actually, it's a sonnet of 14 lines. Sonnet, as you know, is a 14-line poem. Okay. So let us start the explanation. It's a very short video. It's going to be a very short video for all of you. बहुत छोटा सा वीडियो होने वाला है आप सबके लिए, और बहुत ही इमोशनल और बहुत अच्छा पोम है ये. इट्स अ वेरी इमोशनल एंड finest poems that you'll ever read. Okay, now let us first discuss the central theme, the main theme of the poem here. Okay, so here you see this is a patriotic sonnet. Sonnet, as you know, I told you that sonnet is a 14-line poem. ठीक है, एक 14 लाइन पोम को हम सोनेट बोलते हैं, और इस 14 लाइन को डिवाइड किया गया है 8 लाइन्स फर्स्ट, विच इज़ नोन एज ऑक्टेव. देन यू हैव 6 लाइन्स विच इज़ नोन एज सेस्टेट. ओके, और इसी 6 लाइन्स का जो है, सो 8 + 6 = 14, इसी 6 लाइन्स को, द लास्ट 6 लाइन्स आर डिवाइडेड अगेन इनटू 2 लाइन्स. द लास्ट 2 लाइन्स out of these 6 lines, the last 2 lines is called the couplet. Okay, it's called the couplet, and I'll tell you what is a couplet actually. All right, so let us learn the main theme first. Okay, so it is a patriotic poem composed by Henry Derozio during the period of Indian Renaissance. Okay, Indian Renaissance मतलब एक ऐसा पीरियड था इंडिया में. Okay, India was going through a certain period where culture, arts, philosophy, science was at its peak. ठीक है, वॉज एट इट्स हाइट्स एक्चुअली. ठीक है, बहुत ही बेहतर पोजीशन में था इंडिया का. कल्चर, आर्ट, साइंस, फिलॉसफी, ये सब कुछ जो था एक बहुत ऊंचे हाइट पे था. इट वॉज एट इट्स हाइट एक्चुअली. एंड व्हेन द पोएट रोट दिस पोम एक्चुअली एट दैट टाइम, ओके, द ब्रिटिश हैड ऑलरेडी स्टार्टेड रूलिंग इंडिया ऑल्सो. नाउ इन दिस पोम द पोएट प्रेजेंट्स the glorious period of India and tries to make the readers aware of India's glorious past. तो यहाँ poet जो है, poet is here first of all mentioning this glorious period of India. That is why it is Indian Renaissance, okay, or Renaissance as we can say it. So the poet here presents the glorious period of India and tries to make readers aware of India's glorious past. So as I told you already that our India's culture, art, science was at its peak. So the poet presents that picture only when India's position was, excellent. Okay, and here you see the poem presents a picture of India in the past and compares it with the present India. So the poet here actually, he first of all discusses about India's past, which was really very much glorious, and then the present situation of India when the British started ruling, and both are quite opposite. Compares in the sense, actually it's not comparison also plus contrast also, that how this present India became so much different than the past India. ठीक है, तो present India कितना different हो चुका था past India से. Please remember one thing, the past India is India's glorious past, जब सब कुछ जो है बहुत ही excellent था, when everything was excellent. Okay, and present India means that India where British was ruling. Okay, already started ruling India. Fine. Alright, so I hope you have understood this thing. Now let us learn the poems line by line. So first of all we will learn from lines 1 to 4 since there are no stanzas in the poem. Okay, क्योंकि poem में कोई stanza नहीं है, इसलिए हम लोग line by line इसको स्टडी करेंगे. ठीक है, तो सबसे पहले हम lines 1 to 4 देख लेते हैं. First of all let us study the explanation of lines 1 to 4. My country, in thy days of glory past, a beauteous halo circled round thy brow, and worshipped as a deity thou wast, where is thy glory, where the reverence now? Explanation as well as analysis also I am going to make in the poem all together. Okay, so the poet tells about India that she had a very glorious history of science, arts, philosophy, architecture. This is Renaissance period. Okay, or if you go by the spelling, Renaissance. Okay, Renaissance or Renaissance. Okay, so poet ये हमें बता रहा है कि एक टाइम था, if you go back to India's history, you'll see that India was excellent in science, arts, philosophy, architecture, paintings, etc., etc. Okay, and here you see India is considered to be a goddess who is worshipped and had a halo. Halo you have seen in movies also, no? Especially cartoon movies where like angels, they have a white color circle around their head, right? That is called a halo. So India is considered to be a goddess. So here you can see that a beauteous halo circled round thy brow and worshipped as a deity. Deity here is goddess. Okay, so here you see India is considered to be a goddess who is worshipped and had a halo. Okay, I already told you the meaning of halo. Halo is a white circle that you see. Normally in cartoons you will see that like a circle around the head of angels. Okay, but the poet then asks, what has happened now to her glory? Where is her respect now, which she once possessed? So during the British period, actually, the condition of India had become very bad. So then the poet asks that what happened to this glory of India? What happened to this excellent position of India? What happened to her respect now at present, which she once possessed in the past? तो पास्ट में जो इंडिया का ग्लोरी था, इंडिया का जो रेस्पेक्ट था, वो अब नहीं है. इट इज़ नॉट during the present time now when the British started ruling India. So here you will see that actually it was during the British period that the condition of India worsened day by day. As you all know that British they came to India basically to do business here, trading here. Okay, but then when they saw that when they found opportunity here, when they found chance here, they started ruling here. And what they did was that whatever business they did in India, actually the profit they sent to their to Britain only. Okay, जितना भी प्रॉफिट ये ब्रिटिश लोग कमाते थे इंडिया में, जो भी ट्रेडिंग वगैरह करते थे, उसका जो है पूरा प्रॉफिट वो ब्रिटेन भेज देते थे. सो दे वर एक्चुअली डूइंग इट फॉर देमसेल्व्स ओनली. दे डिड नथिंग टू डेवलप इंडिया. ब्रिटिश ने इंडिया को डेवलप करने के लिए कुछ नहीं किया. तो पोइट इज टेलिंग दिस थिंग ओनली दैट ड्यूरिंग द ब्रिटिश रूल इंडियाज कंडीशन it became worst to worst day by day. Okay, दिन ब दिन जो है इंडिया का हालत जो है बदतर से बदतर होता गया इस ब्रिटिश पीरियड में. एंड as I already told you, the British government actually looted India for their own benefits only. They came to do trading and business here, but when they found opportunity, they started ruling here. Okay, and then you know the history of this British rule and how our country got independence afterwards. Okay, so lines 5 to 8. Okay, I hope you have understood lines 1 to 4. Now we'll do 5 to 8. Thy eagle pinion means feathers. Okay, pinion means feathers. Okay, so thy eagle pinion is chained down at last and groveling मतलब crawling. जैसे बच्चे जो है when they cannot walk, actually they crawl, no? So groveling means crawling. And groveling in the lowly dust art thou. Thy minstrel hath minstrel here, the meaning of minstrel here is musicians. Okay, musicians or singers, or in this context you can consider minstrel as poets also, and actually they are travelers. Okay, they travel and sing. They are travelers actually. So traveler musicians, singers and poets. Okay, ये लोग travel करके करके जो है poetry, म्यूजिक, गाना वगैरह गाते थे. ओके, सो दाई मिन्स्ट्रेल हैथ नो रीथ टू, रीथ मतलब फ्लावर्स हियर. ओके, रीथ मतलब फ्लावर्स हियर. सो दाई मिन्स्ट्रेल हैथ नो रीथ टू वी फॉर दी, सेव द सैड स्टोरी ऑफ दाई मिजरी. इधर सेव मतलब एक्सेप्ट फॉर द स्टोरी ऑफ दाई मिजरी. अब इसका मतलब क्या है, लाइन बाय लाइन अगर हम लोग देखें तो इसका मीनिंग देखिए. द पोएट नाउ सीज इंडिया एज एन ईगल. ईगल एज यू नो इज अ माइटी बर्ड एंड अ फ्री बर्ड दैट फ्लाइज इन द स्काई, राइट? सो ईगल इज अ बर्ड दैट रिमेन्स फ्री. तो ईगल को हम ये भी कह सकते हैं कि ईगल इज अ फ्री बर्ड दैट फ्लाइज अप इन द एयर फ्रीली विदाउट एनी बॉन्डेज, विदाउट एनी restraint. Okay, it is a free bird. But you see, like an eagle, India has been chained and enslaved. So India is compared as an eagle. So India is eagle now, but this eagle, it has been chained now. So this British government has actually made India its slave. Okay, so this is the meaning that eagle has been chained now. Okay, and enslaved. Enslaved matlab slavery, bondage. Okay, India is now crawling on the dusty ground. तो जो ईगल जो है वो उड़ रहा था आसमान में, द ईगल दैट वाज फ्लाइंग इन द स्काई, ओके, इट वाज चेन्ड इट्स फेदर्स पिनियन मतलब feathers, so its feathers were chained, feathers को पूरे चेन में उसको बांध दिया गया और उसको ज़मीन पे पटक दिया गया. It has been brought down on the ground and on the dusty ground, and now this eagle, which is India, indirectly India is now crawling on the dusty ground, which means that India was once a very it was a growing country, everything was excellent about India, but when British started ruling India, they actually made India its slave, okay, and India's position became very, very bad. So that is the meaning that India is now crawling on the dusty ground instead of flying freely. And as I told you that minstrel means a traveling singer or musician, and here you can say that minstrel means poets also. In this context, minstrel here refers to poets actually. So the poets have no flowers to weave and make a garland for the motherland India. So ये तो poets हैं. See, in the beginning these poets used to sing praises for the country. तो poet जो है वो इंडिया के बारे में अच्छे अच्छे गाने लिखते थे. Singers used to sing plenty of glorious songs about India, but now these poets does not have any such songs for India. Okay, these poets have no flowers to weave and make a garland. Normally, what do we do when we welcome somebody or when we love somebody, when we respect somebody? We present garland, flower garland, right? So these poets does not have any flowers or flowers to weave garland for the motherland. Motherland means here India. Okay. Instead of this, you see, these poets can now only present the sad story, because India's present condition is very tragic, right? So these poets can only write about the sad story of their motherland, and they can only sing about India's tragedy. तो अब जो है इंडिया को लेके poets सिर्फ tragic story ही बता सकते हैं, glorious story नहीं बता सकते. These poets, these singers, these musicians cannot speak about India's glory. They can only write about India's tragedy, because India's position has become very bad, right? So here it is, you see the lines, thy minstrel hath no wreath to weave for thee. That means these musicians do not have any garland to present to the motherland. They only have this tragic story or sad story about India's tragedy. Okay, of thy misery means India's tragedy. Okay. So India's condition has fallen down. Now let us see lines 9 to 14. Okay, before coming to lines 9 to 14, I told you that these lines that you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the last 6 lines that I told you in the beginning, if you see here, you will see that these last 2 lines are considered to be couplets. C-O-U-P-L-E-T. Okay, couplet. Couplet means 2 lines, pairing lines, okay, pairs. Couplet means pairs. And if you see the rhyming scheme, you will see here that time matches with sublime. So this one matches with this one. Rolled matches with behold, right? But here if you see, be matches with thee, the very next line. Okay, here it skips one line and comes to the other, but here you see the last words of these 2 lines are actually rhyming. So this is called couplet. Okay. So here let me read out the lines. Well, let me dive into the depths of time and bring from out the ages that have rolled a few small fragments of these wrecks sublime, which human eye may never more behold, and let the guerdon of my labor be, my fallen country, one kind wish for thee. Now here explanation and analysis. The poet decides to dive deep into the depths of India's glorious past or history. So the poet tells us that I am going to dive, that means I am going to go back to India's glorious past, because I cannot forget, the poet is saying that I cannot forget its past, its history, which was fantastic, which was excellent. So I am going to go back to the past and bring back the past. Okay, and he wants to bring back that respect and status which has been broken into small fragments. That means which has been broken into small pieces and cannot be seen by the human eyes. That means the British government, which is responsible for India's deplorable situation, India's bad situation, actually the poet says that I am going to bring back that respect of India. I am going to bring back that status of India which was broken by the British government into small pieces, and this cannot be seen by human eyes. That means people have ignored actually India's bad position. People have ignored, especially the Britishers, they have ignored India's glorious past. So the poet now resolves, the poet says that I am going to, he is determined that I am going to bring India's glorious past now. I am going to bring that status, that lost status which India once possessed, okay? And this British government has broken India into small pieces, and which human eyes have ignored, which cannot be seen by human eyes, okay? And finally you say, I'm just going to discuss these two lines actually. And let the guerdon of my, guerdon means here payment or reward. When we do something, say for example you are working somewhere, so you get a salary, no? So that is a guerdon. If you do a very good work, then you are being rewarded also. So guerdon means reward or payment, okay? So because this poet, because Henry Derozio has become determined to bring India's glorious past back, to bring India's lost respect back, okay? So the poet says that the poet actually wishes from the motherland that as a payment of my hard work, I want to wish something from motherland, and as a reward for his labor, okay? As a reward for his labor. Labor kya hai? What is his labor here? Labor here is the poet's hard work of bringing India's lost status back, okay? So generally when we work somewhere, what do we wish for? We wish for salary, okay? Say for example you get your salary on the 1st or 2nd or 3rd of the month, okay? And if your boss delays your salary, then what do? You go and ask, sir, please give my salary at an earliest. So here as a salary, as a reward, the poet is asking from his boss here is India, right? So from his boss he is asking this reward here is what? See, Derozio prays to his country to grant his wish, that is return of the past glory and pride. So in the poet is telling India that, oh my motherland, I wish for my hard work, I am wishing from you that please return back to your glorious past and return back to your respectable position, ठीक है? तो मदर इंडिया से यही एक wish जो है पोएट मांग रहा है. In other words, if we explain this thing only, in other words, we can say that the poet is asking one kind wish from his motherland, okay? What is that wish? The wish from his motherland is that he is actually requesting motherland only that please once again become glorious like motherland was earlier, rich in culture, rich in civilization. So ये last wish poet मांग रहा है. And you see, the poet is selfless. He is not asking the reward for himself, though he is working very hard to make India's position to the top, okay? That lost position he wants, the poet wants to bring back. Poet चाहता है कि इंडिया का जो lost position है वो फिर से वापस आ जाए, लेकिन poet अपने लिए नहीं मांग रहा है ये reward. Poet ये बोल रहा है, poet is saying that, poet is actually asking this kind wish from the motherland only, from India only, that oh my motherland, I am asking one wish from you, please grant my wish. And what is the wish? मेरा wish ये है, my wish is that please once again you become glorious, once again you become, you bring back your old respect that you had, okay? You were once upon a time rich in culture, rich in civilization, rich in architecture, science, so please come back to your earlier glorious position. तो poet ये कह के last wish ये कह के the poem ends actually after his last wish. Okay, it's a very beautiful poem, as I told you, and a very short poem. And in case if you have any problem in understanding at any point of time, you are definitely free to comment in the comment section. Okay, so it was a very short poem, and I have explained and analyzed the poem also. I hope you have liked the poem. Please don't forget to comment me in the comment box how you like the poem. Okay, and finally subscribe to the channel, like and share my videos. I'm there on Facebook and Instagram also. Please follow me there, and I have a website called omnigyan.blogspot.com, and all the links will be there in the description box. And one more thing that I would like to tell all the students is that there are separate playlists for all the classes: class 11 additional English, class 12 English, class 10 additional English, class 9 additional English, then you have English grammar and composition. So all have been made separately. Please go to my community tab and community section and please check all the playlists. Alright, so that's all from me for today. Thank you so much for watching the video. With love from Omni Gyan, and all the best to all of you.